Hey guys, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to show you how to turn scrap plastic like these sprues here into different kind of bases like frost crystals and warpstone crystals in a handful of easy steps. It also cuts down on the plastic that you're wasting and chucking in the bin. However though guys, before we get going into this, as always, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Let's crack on. So first off, what you want to do is get one of your old sprues and start cutting the plastic. Make sure you avoid any of the bobbly bits because these are a pain in the arse, and you want to get just straight plastic that you can cut. Cut them into different lengths, and once you've got enough ready, you can start to prepare to move on to the next step. So once you've got all your different lengths, all you're going to need to do, make sure one edge is as flat as possible so it can stand upright and not on its side or back or anything like that. Smooth off any of the imprint writing that could be on there, like the copywriting or anything like that, and then start smoothing the other end into jagged points as well to get that crystal kind of feature. Then what you do is stick it to your base. So I'm using a 32mm MDF base, as you can see. And all I'm doing is a dollop of super glue in the middle and sticking them flat edges and flat sides down onto the base. Then base coat over the entire lot with Corax White, which helps paint stand out far better and stuff like that as well. So it gives you that kind of like nicer, brighter colour for things like crystals. Then just to make warpstone crystals, all you do is cover over with Warflesh. That's a nice dark green. It gives you that kind of depth that you're going to be looking for to get a nice kind of colouring. Then, once that's dry, just dry brush over some Warboss green. This lightens it up a little bit. If it does go across the flat edges, it doesn't matter too much because you're going to want some green, some of the lighter shades of green over them flat edges as well. This helps it stand out far better, and it gives it a nice look as well. And then all I'm doing here is to give it a brighter green look, dry brushing over some Warpstone green glow, and that kind of gives it a nice brighter vibrant green. And then to finish it off, kind of edge highlight moot green over the kind of the lines and the outlines and the sharper edges of the piece. This helps it stand out far better than you would imagine. Gives it a really nice tinge and glow to it as well. And then all I've done is I've used under that base, I've used some Gorefall brown to kind of cover the ground, and then I'm using Agrelian earth to kind of give you that desert kind of look. You layer it on quite thick, it looks like mud and it feels like mud and it applies like mud. However, when it dries, it goes like that. It all crackles, it all separates. The thicker it is, the bigger the cracks will be and the deeper the cracks will be, and it does flake a little bit, so just be careful. But the thinner it is, the smaller the cracks will be, and it gives you that dry kind of look to it. So, and all I'm doing to apply that dry kind of deserty kind of look, I'm using some super glue to attach some lichen to the top of the kind of covering as well. Then moving on to frost crystals, all I've done is to start off with, to give it a nice bright hue, I've used Temple Guard blue as for kind of the base layer. This makes it stand out really quite crisp and really quite nice, and gives it a very lighter colour as well. Once that's dry, all I did is, for my technique of doing it anyway, dry brushed over some Calgar blue over the edges, and it dulls it down a little bit more, but it does make some of the edges where that Temple Guard blue is still shining through Still looks really vibrant and lovely as well. And then, because it's a frost crystal, you're going to want to add some ceramite white. So dry brush over them edges, or edge highlight it if you really wish to, but it's a lot more time consuming. Dry brushing it is far better, and it makes it stand out a lot more. One thing you can do before this step, if you wanted to, apply some hard coat, that gives it a gloss finish, and then dry brush over the top of it, and it makes it stand out quite nice as well. And then, because it's a wintry scene, all you're going to need to do is make sure you've got a wintry kind of texture that you can put over the base. So I'm using Sterling Mud, which gives it that muddy kind of grainy kind of look. Right then, so once that's dry, all you do is dry brush over some Gore brown. That lightens that brown Sterling Mud up really nice. Gives it a kind of a drier kind of crust over the top of it from the looks of it as well. And then you're ready to apply stuff like static grass. So I'm using these static grass tufts, just with a dollop of super glue just on the bottom of them. You can use PVA if you wanted to, which will work just as well. It just doesn't give you that solid hold very fast. And then using Valhalla and Blizzard, all I'm doing is applying a snow layer over certain patches of the ground, and making sure I go over that foliage as well. Going over that kind of over them tufts of grass gives it a very nice wintry look, and that it has just recently snowed as well. And that is generally it. Fairly simple to do, really. You just got to have the pieces to do it. So if you want to make these frost crystals, all you do, and these Warpstone crystals, all you do, make sure you got several lengths of plastic. So you can do multiples at a time, so like so. Make sure they're all in different size orders as well. Make sure they're all sharpened to point at one end but flat at the other. You can do these at different angles, so they will sit at different angles as well. So, and then you apply them to the base. So, fairly simple kind of way of doing things. With this as well, you've got enough room. If you're putting it on these bases for your models, you can put it on there, leave enough space for the rest of the model as well, and it gives it a bit more of a difference and makes it stand out a little bit more. With things like this as well, these can be used very well for things like if you're painting Skaven, or if you're painting Ogres or anything like that. But you can also use it for things like D&D terrain, or just your Warhammer terrain as well. So if you're doing Warhammer terrain, you can have it on just an MDF base, and then you can just spread it out. You can have large clumps of them, you can have foliage on there, you can have a few other bits as well. It looks pretty cool, pretty simple to do, and it helps you get rid of some of that horrible plastic sprues that you're going to be collecting with all your models. Right then guys, as always, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and make sure you're hitting that subscribe button on the channel so you can get all these videos as and when they come out, and hit the like button and let me know what you think. And I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.